I was 11 years old when I first met Mrs. Wren, the math teacher who would become the most important person in my life. I lived in Norfolk, England, and we were all in the same school, St. Mary's Primary. I was in the 4th grade and I had a lot of friends, but I was also the kind of kid who stood up for others when they were being bullied. I didn't like it when people were treated unfairly, and I wasn't afraid to say so. I had a lot of energy and I was always trying to do my best in class. I had a lot of friends and I was pretty good at math, even though I didn't like it very much. I was the kind of kid who would help other people even if I didn't want to because I knew it was the right thing to do. But I had a bully in my class and that changed everything. His name was James, and he was the kind of kid who thought he was the smartest person in the room. He would push other kids around and he would make fun of them in front of the whole class. He would call them names and he would do it with a smile on his face like he didn't care. But I didn't like that. I didn't like it when people were treated like that, and I didn't like it when someone made me feel like I wasn't good enough. So I started to stand up for the kids he bullied, and that made him really mad. He started to target me too. He would push me in the hallway and he would call me names. He would say things like stupid and ugly and go away. I didn't like it, but I didn't know how to stop it. I tried to ignore him, but he wouldn't stop. He would follow me around and he would make me feel like I was the problem. And then one day things got really bad. It was during gym class. I was playing a game with the other kids and James pushed me to the floor. I tried to get up, but he pushed me again. I was really upset and I didn't know what to do. He kept pushing me and I was getting really frustrated. Finally, I got up and tried to punch him. I didn't mean to hit him, but I did. He fell down and I was really scared. The gym teacher came over and stopped me, but I didn't feel sorry for myself. I felt like I had finally stood up to him and I wasn't going to let him get away with it. But the next day, Mrs. Wren, the math teacher, was really upset with me. She called me the devil and she made me feel like I was the worst person in the world. She told me I was being disrespectful and that I needed to learn how to behave. I didn't understand why she was so angry, but I could tell she didn't like me. She had always treated me like I wasn't good enough, and now she was making it even worse. I was really hurt and I didn't know what to do, but I didn't give up. I started to think about how I could make her feel the way I felt. I had always been good at using my brain, and I knew that if I could find a way to make her feel the way I did, I could get back at her. I remembered that she was really into religion, and she always talked about how important it was to believe in the right things. I thought about all the things she had said about me, and I started to plan something. I spent a couple of weeks looking for all the online psychic services, tarot readings, and mediums that I could find. I knew that she would be against them, because she always said that people shouldn't believe in things like that. I wanted to make sure that she would be caught in a situation that she would never expect. I found a lot of different services, and I made a list of them all. I didn't want to do anything that would get me into trouble, but I also didn't want to let her get away with treating me like that. One day, after the gym incident had settled down, I decided to take action. I used her school-issued email to sign her up for every single one of these services. I made sure to use the right name and the right email address so that she would get the messages. I didn't want to get caught, and I knew that if I did, I would have to face the consequences. But I also knew that I had to do something because I couldn't let her keep treating me like that. I watched her reaction closely. At first, she didn't seem to notice anything was wrong, but then she started to get really nervous. She would look at her phone a lot and she would start to act differently. I could tell that she was worried about what she was getting. I also started to act differently around her. I smiled at her whenever we saw each other and I made sure to be polite. I even started to help James with his math, but I made sure to give him the wrong answers. I wanted to make sure that he would fail because I knew that he was the one who had made me feel so bad. As the days went by, I saw that things were starting to change. Mrs. Wren was getting more and more stressed, and James was getting worse grades. He was starting to feel the pressure and he wasn't happy about it. I could tell that she was really upset, and I could tell that she was trying to figure out what was happening. But I was careful not to let her know that I had done anything. I made sure to act like I was just being nice, and I made sure to act like I was helping her out. Finally, one day I saw that something had changed. She had started to act differently around me, and she had started to treat me with more respect. I didn't know why, but I was happy that she was finally seeing me the way I wanted to be seen. I had made her feel the way I felt, and I had shown her that she couldn't treat me like that anymore. I had proven that she was wrong about me, and I had made her feel the way I had felt all along. After that, I started to act like I was finally getting the respect I deserved. I made sure to be kind to everyone, and I made sure to be the kind of person that I wanted to be. I had learned that standing up for myself was important, and I had learned that I had the power to make things change. I didn't let Mrs. Wren get away with treating me like that anymore, and I made sure that I would never let anyone else treat me like that either. I didn't get caught, and I didn't have to face any consequences. But I knew that I had done something that was right. I had made her feel the way I had felt, and I had shown her that she couldn't get away with treating me like that. I had proven that she was wrong about me, and I had made her feel the way I had felt all along. And I knew that I had done something that was important because I had stood up for myself, and I had made a difference in my own life.